Hey, welcome back. I am doing another update. Tomorrow is my boudoir photo shoot. I'm a little nervous, a little excited. I'm hoping I can just keep it fun. Um, Not really sure how that's gonna go. I don't have a lot of outfits that I am super comfortable in doing that sort of thing. Never really done it. I figured I'd just go in my everyday clothes and bring a couple things and she'll hook up the rest, I guess. I'm pretty confident in the photographer that I have, but, just not confident in myself. um, but I'm excited. This is my hairstyle for tomorrow. Isn't that beautiful? I've been kind of getting ready and preening myself and trying to do all the girly things that I don't normally do. Um, I did my nails, which is pretty impressive considering I have two toddlers surrounding me, asking me to do their nails. Uh, so that was fun. No, I went to my mom's house and she really helped out with the kids while I did my nails. And then I'm doing this braid, and I'm not going to take it out until I get to the photographer's studio because it will be the smoothest. When I take this style, this inverted French braid out, my hair has just a beautiful curl, and it looks really bad. Like you can see gaps and bald spots in it probably, but it's because of the way I do it that makes it look good when you take it out. So normally you would just do kind of strips of hair to put into a French braid, but then when you take it out, those strips kind of fall apart because they're not from one central location in your head. So I do circular sort of grabs as I put them into the French braid and add them in. That really helps so that it kind of locks up together and the curls kind of stay with themselves. So hopefully that works out. It feels a little damp in the back still, so I'm a little worried about it drying in time because my hair is pretty darn thick. So I'm excited about that. Oh my goodness. I was thinking about showing you guys the outfits, but a couple of the items that I was gonna wear were pretty wrinkled, so they're in the wash right now, and I'm gonna hang them right out of the dryer. I'm bringing a couple robes, just bathrobes. I'm the least sexy person in real life. This is what I wear around the house. It's just it's kind of like this one behind me, but it's just a big rectangular tapestry, and I just wear it like a towel around the house. That's all I do. But I have a robe. I think my favorite outfit that I have paired up is the sexiest. It's a pair of granny panties with a flannel shirt that matches. It's so embarrassing. But, I want to feel sexy before I have scars and craziness going on. So I think it'll be good for me. I'm sure they'll come out beautiful. The woman that's doing it is an incredible photographer, so I'm sure she'll figure something out to do with this old bag. So that's all going on. That's in the works. Thinking about bringing heels. I have a little black dress. What else? Oh, I have a couple fur blankets that I used to take pictures of my kids on. So I'm gonna bring those and see if she wants to do anything with them. I should probably just give them to her. I don't use them. A photographer would probably have a lot more use for them. Oh, and I have a wrap dress, which I think would be kind of pretty. And it's really versatile. If you haven't looked up a wrap dress, it's really cool. It's like a skirt with a elastic waistband, and then two big long panels that come up and they like, they go over your chest, and then you can tie these long things all kinds of different ways to make different types of dresses. It's pretty neat. So I think that'll be pretty versatile, and I don't know if she's seen it before, so maybe it's something that she could work with, or I don't know. That's it on the photo shoot. On Tuesday I have my next oncology appointment. I already told you guys that. I'm still waiting. It's really hard. I wish there was like some tests or something. Like, I'm just scared I'm gonna like wait 4 days to go to my oncology appointment and then have to go do a bunch of tests for him. And I'm like, just tell me what tests I need while I'm waiting to come see you. You know I'm gonna need them. Like, y'all know I got breast cancer, right? It's getting a little fun to joke with people about it. People are kind of relaxing a little bit, so that's good. I was going to talk about my fertility. That's something that's taken... I didn't think I'd be as affected realizing my fertility was at risk, and it's weird because I went through... I haven't told you guys this story. I have 3 children. My oldest son is actually my stepson. He was my ex-husband's son from a prior relationship, and we got him shortly after we started dating. So I was 19, we had been dating a year, and his son Christopher came to live with us. And I knew I wanted him. Like, I was totally mommy mode, baby crazy. I loved children. Always have known that I wanted children. But I was 19 and in college. So here I am, 19, in college, raising a 2-year-old. And, as time went by, he started calling me mommy, and I knew, like, that was it. This is my kid now, And, I wanted him to have brothers and sisters. So as soon as he started living with us, I wanted to try to have kids. I wanted him to have siblings, because I was raised with siblings, and it was the best thing in my life, is having this like amazing close-knit family that we've always gotten along. We've always been good people, really chill with each other. Like, there's never been a huge dramatic blowout in our family that wasn't like forgiven within a couple days. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even those are very few and far between. But I wanted my son to have that, so we tried for a baby while I was pretty young, and my parents had found out that I was trying for a baby when we were trying for a baby. They probably would have been pissed, but it didn't happen. And so a few years go by, and now we're really trying, like, what's going on? And we were really consistent in trying. And I was doing a lot of research and trying to figure out what's going on with my body and what was happening. I was having irregular cycles, and I did go to the doctor to get some fertility medicine. Ended up I had PCOS, and I was taking metformin for a while. I was doing a lot of like crazy intense fertility stuff, like temping every morning, and I was obsessive over it for a while, because it'd been years and years and I still hadn't gotten pregnant. So that went on for a while, and eventually I kind of just, I tracked my wonky cycles, but they were like anywhere from 2 months to 6 months apart. So there was definitely a lot going on that was not good. My cycle was crazy. I was overweight. I had PCOS. And I was juggling, raising a child and finishing school and teaching, and so I kind of moved on, and I started like researching, like, okay, well, what can I do with my life if I can't have, kids? Maybe I can travel, do some other stuff. So I started to like do a lot of fitness stuff. I actually had dreadlocks at the time. Yeah, I had dreadlocks for 2 years. I was just really trying to find myself when I realized like I wasn't gonna have another kid, and my little baby was growing up already, and so anyway, I ended up doing a lot of dieting and losing a lot of weight. I lost 60 pounds in like 2 or 3 months. um, I did an extended water fast, and I did some shorter fasts, and was really restrictive, and I lost a ton of weight really fast, and then I got pregnant. So I was really, really excited about that. I cried and cried. I was so thrilled. Um, I had this like little Dollar Tree test strip because I wasn't buying good ones. I was buying like the Dollar Tree. I was buying them by like the 100 on Amazon because I didn't have a way to track my cycle. I didn't know when or if or ever I was going to be pregnant, so I was testing almost every day. And like I said, pretty obsessive. But so I got one of those cheapy tests, and I'm like, you could barely see a line. I was so excited. And I showed my husband, he like couldn't see it, so he wasn't excited. And I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, I'd never gotten this before. There's got to be something. But it was so faint. Like, you could see it like if you squinted in the right light. So I made him go get a digital test, and I waited like 2 or 3 days and took the digital test, and it showed pregnant. And God, that was so exciting. So I finally got pregnant, and it was a dream come true. Like, when I was in high school and all the teachers were like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of my babies. So I finally had, the whole pregnancy journey and having my baby, bringing my baby home for the first time. It was beautiful. But it was 8 years of laying in bed, curled up. And I remember this really vividly. Like, I would curl up and just like, I would wish so hard that there was a baby in my arms. It was a really hard thing to go through. I'd hold on to a pillow and just cradle it and try to fall asleep and not think about it. And there were some really hard times, a lot of tears. To be infertile for that long, and when you're supposed to be at your most fertile, when you're like this blossoming young woman and trying to start a family, and 8 years go by. I was so blessed to get my baby. So I had my son, and then 8 months later, I got pregnant with my daughter. So they are 16 months apart. And then 6 months later, when I was 6 months pregnant, my husband had an affair. And it was pretty devastating to be 6 months pregnant and him have an affair. And I was good to him. I was always good. I didn't deserve it. It wasn't my fault. I know that now. But it was really hard. And I remember I just kind of got lost in saving my baby. And then I got lost in the hormones of pregnancy, and I got lost in a lot of ways. But I had my baby, and I had my Ari, my Arwen Jane, and she is just like her mommy. She is stubborn as heck. She looks just like I did when I was her age, and she's great. She's perfect. And I love her so, so much. It's incredible how something so amazing can result of something that ended so nasty. So, I had her, and then, I got a divorce and all that, but my children are, like, so special to me, and I think everybody feels that way about their children, obviously, but having gone through infertility, I feel like it amplifies my thankfulness for them. Obviously, everybody's thankful for their children, I know that, but like, thankfulness for the opportunity to be a mom um, is really big in my life. And the doctor said that doing chemotherapy is probably going to throw me into menopause. It's likely I'll be infertile for the rest of my life. That was a big hit, and I didn't think it would matter because I kind of, in the doctor's office, I laughed it off like, oh, I got a gaggle anyway. I got my family, and um, after just being after feeling that way for so long, and then finding out that that's going to be taken from you, even though I'm on, I have birth control and I'm not planning another kid, I don't have intentions of another kid, it's just, and my boyfriend has a son, so, and he's a little bit older than me, so I don't think it was like, destined for him and I to have a baby together or anything, but, um, that's hard to just know that, you're done breastfeeding and you're done. I'm sorry. I mean, it's like robbing me of my womanhood. Things I was born to do, and I've done them, and they're great. I love them. But just knowing, like, this isn't my decision, it's made for me. I'm just so thankful that this is happening after I've had them, because if this ability was taken from me before, sorry, God, that's gonna look good in my pictures tomorrow, right? Big puffy red eyes. Okay. I'm really, really fucking thankful that I was able to have them, and that this didn't happen 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But it's like, maybe the future could have held another child. That's big. And I always wanted a big family. I never wanted to get divorced, obviously, but I'm glad I did, because I'm so much happier now. But I just thought I'd share that journey with somebody that was good to me, and I don't know. I'm getting all emotional, but I don't know. I feel like I needed to say it because I know there's other people going through this, and it's like, God, you could take my tits, but you gotta take fucking everything. Like, everything that makes me a woman is in jeopardy. My hair. You can take my hair, my tits, and my ability to make children. Thank God for that ass. You'd barely be able to tell I'm a woman. Oh my God. It can get rough. But, I mean, we're not the only ones struggling. We all have challenges in life, and I'm thankful for the support I have through them and the timing of them. so thankful that I've had my 2 babies. I always said I wanted 4 kids. I should have probably specified. Because I have a stepson who's, you know, even with the divorce, he's still my son. I raised him. His mom's out of the picture, and I was always mommy. So I have my stepson, I have my 2 birth children, and then my boyfriend has a son. So maybe I'll have my family of 4 that I always wanted. Or, you know, family of 6 with the parents, I guess. I'm on my period. Is it obvious? Because I'm crying. Might be my last period, depending on how fast I can start treatment, which I'd be fine with. It's not like some big fucking metal, but it's interesting to think that, like, this might be it. It might be my last cycle. Anyway, if you're going through this and you haven't had children, I'm really sorry. My heart's out there with you. I went through infertility, and I know what it's like to wonder if you're ever going to have a kid, and to feel like a failure, and feel like you can't have kids. And, you know, there was other things to live for, and I found that. Eventually I did. I started caring about my health and my fitness and traveling, and, you know, I was going to pack up the family and travel in a tiny house around the United States, you know, like, I wanted to, like, just, like, go homestead somewhere. There was all kinds of adventures out there for me, and, you know, I did end up having babies, which is probably the harder way to go. I'm just gonna say, it is tough. But if you're going through this and you haven't, you know, there's a million other things in the world that will bring you joy. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Definitely, because I never realized I'd have a stepson, and having a stepson is just like having a child. I mean, at least the way I went through it, because I got him when he was 2, and I was the only female caregiver in his life, so it was never even, and we've always kind of faced it that way, like, it was never he was never anything but mine, you know. I don't usually introduce him as my stepson. He's my boy. The only time I introduce him as my stepson is when people know how old I am, because when I say I have a 13-year-old, they're like, I can see them calculating, like, doing the math in their head. It's hilarious. So I'd be like, he was my stepson. I got him when he was 2. But he's my boy, you know, and so that's one way to have children, and you know, there's always other ways, and there's other things than children too. I mean, I thought for a while I was going to be wild and free, but now I got, you know, people to feed and house and clothe and bathe and diaper, and so if you're going through this and you feel like you're being robbed of that, I'm not gonna lie, that's rough, but it's not the only thing in the world. And I hope that despite my wishy-washy crying and all of that, that you can get through this and don't let it eat you up, because guess what? You can do whatever you want with your life. And just because you can't make babies doesn't mean you can't have babies. And, you know, who knows, maybe this treatment will leave you unscathed in that department. Maybe you'll be okay. I mean, I don't think they're sure about anything with this kind of stuff. The only thing they seem to be sure about is that your hair is going to fall out. This was kind of a weird video. I'm okay with it though. Yeah. Just some thoughts and some heavy stuff tonight. Last night was rough too. I joined a breast cancer Facebook group, and within a couple hours of like going on there and reading and doing like a little intro post, somebody had posted their botched mastectomy picture on there. And for somebody that's just joined in the breast cancer world, that was pretty fucking hard to see. And whoever posted that, I feel really bad for them on one hand, and on the other hand, you know, kind of feel like that was a little insensitive to the people that are just now realizing they, you know, might have to go through that. And it's just something that's going to drive a lot of fear, but at the same time, like, that person is going through it, so that's selfish for me to think that. But it triggered me pretty bad, and I kind of spiraled and had a rough night. But there's so many more things in the world than boobs. There are so many more things in the world than boobs. I'm gonna get that tattooed on my goddamn, like, forearm, so I have to read it every day. No. Maybe I'll henna. I wonder if henna is safe during chemo. I thought about doing henna on my head, like a really cool hippie mandala right on the old cranium. My mom's thinking about shaving her head with me, and her hair's pretty long. Alright. Okay, thanks. Love you.